Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, a fast-growing gear site on the web, and today we're going to uncrate the 6D ATS-1R. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump in and break down the street helmet from 6D, do us both a favor and subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. Just takes a click, that way you're subscribed and you don't miss out on any of the latest gear reviews. Speed Addicts is always getting first look and inside access. If you subscribe that way, you won't miss out. Also, if you'd like to support us, you can do so by shopping at speedaddicts.com. There's going to be a link in the description below that'll take you right over to this beautiful 6D ATS-1R helmet where you can purchase that. While you're over at Speed Addicts, feel free to shop for any other parts or gear you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. So 6D, a very innovative helmet company. They're actually not far from us here in Southern California. And they were really the first ones to push the boundary when it came to rotational energy management. They were the ones that broke the mold of just the same old EPS foam liner inside of a hard shell, which is really how helmets had been done for decades and decades since they came on the scene, right? In the 50s, when people first started wearing helmets, helmet technology really hadn't come far until 6D showed up and pushed the boundaries. Now you see a lot of other companies coming up with rotational energy management systems, be it MIPS or other proprietary solutions from other helmet manufacturers. The 6D ODS system is the secret sauce here. It's basically creating a dual EPS layer with these shock absorbers that reduce that angular energy from going into your gray matter. Now, the whole magic behind that rotational energy is if you watch a boxing match, you see someone get hit on the jaw just right. It's that turn, it's that spin that can cause brain injuries or concussions. It's different than that linear energy going straight. And so the ODS system is the solution to that problem. When it comes to safety, this is actually my personal helmet. If I'm gonna go do something supermoto, I'm gonna be on the track, likelihood of impact is higher than my average street ride. I typically reach it for 6D just for that reason. Now, when it comes to motocross, they're much better known in that world. Their street helmet, the ATS-1R, has been out for a minute and probably doesn't get as much attention as it should. But really, when it comes to safety, from the testing that I've seen, this is a very difficult helmet to beat. So if you're a track day rider, we hear from a lot of racers and riders who have had accidents, they've had concussions, they're thinking more about safety. This is the direction they tend to head. Now, the helmet's not inexpensive, $774 to $799. Sometimes you can find them on sale if it's like the end of a colorway or something, get them for a little less. But we're talking ultra premium price tag because of that technology that's built into this. All of the 6D ATS-1Rs have a 3K carbon fiber shell, which you can see popping through on this beautiful Patriot graphic, always one of their top sellers. The helmet did have a redesign or like a running change where they improved some of the weight, mainly the fitment over the initial ATS-1R. And so the helmet, if you haven't tried it in a few years, it fits a lot better than it used to. 3 pounds, 7 ounces, making it pretty lightweight, especially for a 6D helmet because of that ODS technology that's baked into it. The carbon shell is really helping with the weight. It's DOT and ECE 2206 homologated, so it's labeled as such. We're told it passes FIM and ACU, but they're not labeling it like that in the United States. The FIM label to actually purchase that and put it on a helmet costs money, and basically any cost that 6D incurs gets about 4x to market. So if it costs 6D $25 for that FIM label and testing for a batch, it's going to cost you an extra $100. So we're seeing that with a lot of racing helmets that may pass FIM, not necessarily carrying that label onto the market because it's just an economic situation. It's already an expensive helmet, and that could really drive the price up to the nosebleed section. Intermediate oval fit, it runs true to size, extra small through 2 extra large. Go by the sizing chart and you should be in great shape. Remember, when you're buying your next motorcycle helmet, you should be doing it here at Speed Addicts because we're gonna hook you up with no cost returns. That's right, we don't nickel and dime you. Like those corporate moto outfits, we're going to treat you like family and give you a free, no-cost return label to get the helmet back to us, return, exchange, whatever you need to do. It's on us. Just make sure you live in lower 48 states to participate and that the helmet's brand new in the original condition. Okay, let's check this thing out. So first up, ventilation. You have huge ventilation up here on the crown area, not only up on the crown, but down near the opening of your eye port. Small switch, it's wimpy, but it doesn't feel cheap. It kind of slides and locks. It's got a nice action to it, even though it is a little anemic as far as the tab. Up on the top, also small but mighty. That's what that top switch looks like. Opening up a big old scoop. Down below, you have pretty generic chin bar vent. Now, the helmet ventilates exceptionally well, not just because of the way the ventilation's laid out on the intake and the exhaust here underneath the diffuser, as well as these winglets. Okay, you have lots of escapes and entries for air. But the secret with 6D helmets, that safety technology, that ODS system that I'm going to show you here in a minute inside of the helmet, creating that dual layer system, it's going to allow air to circulate. So not only is it mitigating those rotational energies like I talked about before, but it works to your advantage when it comes to ventilation as well. Each ATS-1R is going to ship with not only a clear, but a smoke visor, and the clear is going to have a pin lock insert available for it as well. So you don't have to buy extra shields. You're kind of dialed in. You're going to get the dark smoke, you're going to get the clear, you're going to get the pin lock insert. If you want race prep visors, you have to buy those separately. You have 10 position visors, so you have a lot of detents, and they are, they are quite strong. So you can get away if you're going to ride this on the street. You want to get a little air while you're riding, or you're doing a warm-up lap. You want to raise this up. It will stay in position. Strong detents. You have kind of your typical trigger situation here to pop these off. And then you have a speed lock. I'd say vast majority of our customers that are in 6D are using them on the track. So after you have this visor down, you're going to want to rock this back, and it will, if I get it right, and then lock it. There you go. There's your speed lock. You don't want a shield lifting on the straights there. Let's flip this over. One thing you will notice, this is a big looking helmet, not only because it actually is kind of big, but this is my size, so it's a 2XL. It's pretty big. 6D helmets in general don't have the smallest footprint. That's probably the number one feedback we receive if people have a nitpick about the helmet is that it's a little bit bigger. The reason that is they're fitting in that ODS system, and there's no way around it, right? If you're gonna mitigate more of that energy, you need more space between your head and the shell. So this is what it looks like from the bottom up. You have D-ring closure, you have a mesh chin curtain. We go ahead and remove that and climb inside here. Okay, there is your chin curtain. You don't have to run it, but you can. Let's flip this over. You do have emergency quick release cheek pads in case of an emergency, and you do have speaker pockets. So yes, you can run a comm system of your choice. There's plenty of space in here to clip in a clip for a universal comm. You do have to compete with a little lip here, but it shouldn't be a problem. A clip style mount should jump on this helmet without any sort of issues. Let's go ahead and pull this cheek pads out of the way so we can see what's inside. There's your cheek pad system. There are plenty of different cheek pad options that fit on this thing. It's highly customizable. If it doesn't work out of the box for you, call rider support here at Speed Addicts, and we will get you dialed in. Like I said, 6D's just down the street. We work closely with those guys. If you ever have any issues, you're gonna get a 3-year warranty with the ATS-1R. And because they're a US-based company, it is easy to get any help that you might need. All right, here we go. Cheek pad number 2. Speaker pocket, hiding kind of back in there. It's not a huge speaker pocket. If you're gonna try to shove some Pack Talk Black 45 mils in there, you are going to fail. So be aware of that. The biggest speakers might not fly. 40 millimeters should pass. You might have to use a puck to kind of raise that up. There's your chin bar ventilation system, a little bit of a relief for your face, and pass through for that chin bar vent. Now let's get the comfort liner out of the way. Notice this little pad. With that gone, you can see that gap. Like I said, multi-density EPS liner, but it's also a 2-piece system. So you can see that little shock absorber up here. That is part of that ODS system. It works in multiple dimensions here. As I move this, you can see that liner wiggling around. It not only shock absorbs in a linear fashion, but it gives you that rotational energy management as well. Let's pull out the comfort liner and give you the full show here. They're using the brow style clips. Going to remove these. All right, there's your comfort liner. And you can see the EPS, the interior layer of their ODS EPS system, is also ported. So you get great exchange between these layers and air circulation. So the reason people pick this, again, number one, safety. You're getting the dual homologations, DOT EC 2206. They have told me it passes FIM. So you have one of the helmets with the most innovative and highest level of safety tech, but it also ventilates great. It's relatively light. Of course, there are more exotic helmets that will get you even lighter, closer to 3 pounds, but you're not gonna get that same level of protection. So if you've had a crash, you're concerned about concussion protection, you're a track day rider or a competitive racer, and safety is on your mind, the 6D ATS-1R should be in the running for you. Again, 3-year warranty from 6D. That about does it. If there's a question I didn't answer about this helmet, go ahead and hit up rider support over at speedaddicts.com, where you can always talk to a human over email, live chat, or you can leave us comment in the section below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.